This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12, is that this devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, all right, knows that he has but a short time, okay? So time is against him, all right? So this war in the so-called Middle East has to ramp up, all right? You have many ex-military personnel, just going to show you a few, like a former Marine intelligence officer and UN Inspector Scott Ritter. You also have retired Colonel Lawrence Wilkerson. Okay. Where's retired Colonel Douglas McGregor. Okay, and then of course you got CIA analyst retired Ray McGovern. Okay, Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson, he knows he called it. I was watching him before the attack that occurred on February 28th by America, Babylon the Great, and them JJs, on Iran, the preemptive strike. He called it way in advance. All right. He even bet Ray McGovern. Okay, because Ray McGovern said, well, what, they're going to have a negotiation in Geneva on Monday. Why are you saying they're going to attack? And they got into a heated argument. He's like, they're going to attack. All right, they're lying. And they did. All right. So, and I recommend subscribe to Judge Napolitano, Judging Freedom, because he interviews all of them. And they always come out with a specific military term, especially these retired officers. Military personnel, called War of Attrition. And this is the game plan that Iran has on America, Babylon the Great, and them JJs. So I'm going to give you a broad definition. War of Attrition, okay? Because I do know Scott Ritter and Colonel McGregor, okay? They always use this word a lot, War of Attrition. And it means a prolonged war or period of conflict during which each side seeks to gradually wear out the other by a series of small-scale actions. Right, small-scale actions. And clearly, okay, this is the battle plan of Iran, the Persians, okay? And this is something that Scott Ritter, Colonel McGregor, okay, also, what's his name? David, where's the... another officer goes by the name of David. Where's he at? Okay. Yep, you got CIA analyst John Carrico. But where's he at? David. Oh, Dennis Fritz. Okay, this Jake is okay, knows his shit. Okay, he was an Air Force officer. Okay, and he called the war in Iraq. Okay, he called it out. He was saying this was wrong. It's all lies. Where's the other? Where's Daniel Davis? He's right here. Okay, this individual, Daniel Davis. He talks about a lot the war in Iran and how Iran is using war of attrition as well. So the term war of attrition, right? So this is what Iran's doing, the Persians, and this is why this devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he has but a short time. He can't afford to prolong this war. This is why when they first started, they killed little girls to try to break the will of the Iranian people, okay? Which goes to show you that they've been lying on how Iran treats its women, because why were little girls going to school if Iran doesn't want their women to be educated? All right, it's all lies. In fact, before I get into this, let me just show you a little clip of Iran, Tehran, and let me just show you, okay, the the everyday life. This video came out 3 weeks ago. Check this out. Hold up. She's wearing pants. Okay, she's wearing pants. They're not covering their head. Where's the beat down? Why isn't he beating her? Why isn't she getting a beat down? Where are the radical Islamics? All right, with the sticks and the rocks. Okay, this is how you know the American propaganda is full of shit. Okay, let's keep playing though. Oh, that looks like a woman's hand. All right. Oh, she's coloring her nails. Up. Oh, okay. She's got her head a little covered, but her hair is showing. All that is showing. Okay. Where is the radical jihad? All right, with the ass whoopings. Okay, with the stick to the head, the rock. Okay, it's all bullshit. But again, you know, the average American is a retard. They have a. That's why I agree with former military intelligence, Marine military intelligence officer Scott Ritter. And you know, I'm showing respect to his rank. All right. He says that the average American can't read. They have a low IQ, and they do. Look. Just real quickly. All right. This is an old article from the New York Post, but I like bringing this out just to show you. U.S. adults are dumber than the average human. This came out in 2013. How much more now? Okay? I am dumb. I am your damn Skippy. Okay? Let's play a little bit more, and we'll get into the war of attrition. Because, again, Iran is banking on this to prolong the war, and America can't afford it. All right? This devil knows he has a short time. Yep, cooking. Oh, man. Hey, it's always good to get yourself a woman that can cook. There you go. Let's see if there's any more on this. All right, let's go to here. Let's go to the Let's go to the walk. Oh, look. Ooh, what's that? Hold up. Let's go. Oh, she didn't cover her hair. Why is she getting beat? Okay, why isn't this little radicalized, okay, jihad, you know, who's been brainwashed by Islam, beating her ass? Okay. Look at that fresh food, man. Hey, man, I can't wait to the kingdom. Everything's gonna be fresh. Oh, she's wearing cut-up jeans, black shades, not covering her head. This is Iran. This is in Iran. Okay, this is Tehran. Okay, enough. All right, I mean, come on, man. So let's get back to the topic at hand: war of attrition. So clearly, America is losing the propaganda. They know it. This is why now they're calling for boots on the ground. You're even saying that even a draft is on the table. All right, that's according to the White House press secretary Caroline Levitt. Okay, and I did a lesson on that. This goes to show you that there's going to be major casualties among the American military because boots will be on the ground and there will be a draft. Okay, and again, the reason why is because America, Babylon the Great, knows that, all right, they have a short time, okay? and who rules America, Babylon the Great? The Edomites, the so-called white people. Okay, as well as you have them JJs and 1948ers, the small hats, the least of the flocks. All right, which is dragging America into this conflict because they know they have a short time. Okay, they cannot do this prolonged war. They cannot afford a war of attrition. They cannot afford going a prolonged war with Iran. So let's go into this. How is Iran using war of attrition? And again, this is something that these officers that I mentioned, all right, have been talking about. War of attrition. Iran is employing a war of attrition to exhaust the defensive capabilities and political resolve of the U.S. and its regional allies by launching waves of low-cost drones and missiles. Iran forces the use of expensive, finite interceptors aiming to deplete stockpiles and create vulnerabilities for later, more lethal strikes. Isn't that what's happening? Isn't that why even the mainstream media is saying, hey, there's reports that you're low on munitions. Oh, we got munitions, lying through their teeth. Okay, this is why the Gulf nations are requesting more interceptors, and they're realizing that all these interceptors, okay, are going to the statehood of the JJs. Okay, so Iran is literally okay in the war of attrition to deplete and exhaust, all right, America, Babylon the Great, and them JJs, the 1948ers, them small hats, which are the biblical Amalekites, a descendant of Esau, Edom. It says right here, economic and defensive exhaustion. Iran utilizes cheap assets like the Shahed 131, 136 drones, estimated to cost roughly $20,000 to compel the use of million-dollar interceptors like the Patriot or SM-6. This creates an unsustainable cost imbalance and seeks to drain regional stockpiles. Right. Okay. There was even reports, okay, that America needs to go to South Korea and get those interceptors. Okay. Which South Korea was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What about North Korea? Okay. And then you're having the specific command. I forgot the correct terminology. They're like, yo, we need that for China. Okay. So yeah. Targeting infrastructure. Beyond air defense, Iran targets energy infrastructure and threatens the Strait of Hormuz. Right, this is why the Strait of Hormuz is such in a hot zone. All right, and that's why Donald Trump said, "I'm going to send the Navy in there." Okay, but the Navy can only do so much. The Navy is going to be literally like duck hunt for the Iranians. Okay, it's going to be a game for them because the Strait of Hormuz is only 20 kilometers. Like how long is the Strait of Hormuz? Okay, no, I need this. How wide? That's the word. Not long, wide. Okay, 21 nautical miles. About 33 to 39 kilometers. 20, there you go, 20 to 24 miles. Right. So the U.S. Navy has to go through this, and Iran's like, yeah, we'll just play duck hunt with you and pick you off right here. Boop, 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 boop. Okay? Again, Iran's in the war of attrition to prolong this. And that's why you're going to see boots on the ground. You're going to see a draft. Okay? Let's keep going. All right, and America is going to do something sloppy, man. Okay, because they know they have a short time, and they're going to basically not able to plan things out accordingly, which they're going to get caught in their own net. Okay, in their own snare. In fact, I think it's in Ecclesiastes. Let me. No. It's not Ecclesiastes. It's in Psalms 9. It's in Psalms 9. It's reminded me. Because, yeah, this is it. Psalm chapter 9, verse 15. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. Right. Okay. All right, these Edomites, all right, they created their own pit, and the net which they hid is their own foot taken. Yup, you know, going into this war so aggressively, and then realizing that Iran isn't giving up. Like, again, you're killing little kids, you're blowing up oil fields. All right, you created literally uh, acid rain. There's complaints now of acid rain, Iran. Yup. Look at that. Toxic rain fell over Tehran as strikes hit oil facilities. Right. Toxic rain. That's what it is. Acid rain is falling over parts of Iran. So you're creating all this chaos, thinking that Iran will give up, and they're not. Okay. They're in a war of attrition with you. Okay. So let's keep going. So again, prophecy. Prophecy is speeding up. It's gonna speed up. This devil knows he has a short time. He can't afford a war of attrition. Okay, that Iran is using as a battle plan. See, when you go to war, all right, each side has to have a battle plan. You just don't go in there, all right, and just shoot up the place. No, you have to have a strategic battle plan. That's why those little girls that were killed was part of the battle plan. All right, that was concocted between the JJs and America to break the will of the Iranian people. Basically letting them know that we're fully committed. We'll take your little kids out if you don't give up. And what did Iran do after that? Nope, we hitting your soldiers in those hotels. Party in the hotel, boom, get hit with a drone. Okay, that's what went down. Okay, those like the hotel in Dubai, that big hotel that got hit, because that's where the you had soldiers and CIA operatives in there. All right, they didn't think that Iran was going to do it, but they did. They said, no, we're coming after your bases, and we're coming after where you're hiding your military personnel and CIA personnel. Okay. And then, of course, them JJ's belt to ass. Tehran looks like Gaza. Okay? Tehran looks like Gaza. Not Tehran. Tel Aviv. Whew. But Tehran's getting smacked up too. Right? Tehran, they're feeling it too. All right? But Tel Aviv. That's what I meant. Tel Aviv looks like Gaza, man. Okay? That's why there's a total blackout. They don't want no footages coming out from that city. Psalm chapter 9, verse 15. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made, and the net which they hid is their own foot taken. 16. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Haggayan Salah. Right. Okay. Let's see what it says in NLT version, because again, this is creating this devil to lose control and to make mistakes. The Lord is known for his justice. The wicked are trapped by their own deeds. Quiet interlude. Let's see what it says in AMP. The Lord has made himself known. He executes judgment. The wicked are trapped by the work of their own hands. Haggayan, meditation, Salah. Right. Okay. So, I'll continue on 17. The wicked shall be turned into hell, to the grave, and all the nations that forget the Most High. 18, for the needy shall not always be forgotten. Right, the Lord's not going to forget his elect, which are the Israelites. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Right, what's our expectation? Salvation, deliverance. All this that we're seeing, okay, that's why it's imperative to be watching, all right? All this needs to happen so we can be saved. We can get delivered from our captivity, all right? Okay, the fact that Iran is banking on war of attrition, all right, is forcing America, all right, to do drastic things, all right, you should be rejoicing in, because America is going to bring a snare on themselves to their own demise, their own destruction, as I just brought out in Psalm chapter 9, okay? Because this is going to lead straight to nuclear war. We're just waiting for that RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, and it's coming. It's coming, okay? This is a great way to bring it about too, Now they're talking about America saying that there's threats of of an Iranian attack abroad. Let me see if I can find this article. FBI threats. Let's see. Yep. Bulletin warning of Iran-linked threats in U.S. reportedly blocked by White House. Okay, so News Nation. Look at this. The White House has reportedly halted a federal security bulletin warning law enforcement across the United States of a heightened threat potentially tied to the conflict with Iran. The Trump administration officials speaking to Reuters on condition of anonymity to discuss internal government matters said the bulletin prepared by the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, and National Contact Center was intended for local law enforcement agencies nationwide. The officials said the administration asked the bulletin's immediate release be put on hold to ensure accuracy. All right, they want to cause a panic, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Okay, something's gonna go down. Whether it be a false flag, okay, or whether it be Iran. Okay, Iran says, hey, calls up Hezbollah or who's the other one? Hamas. Also, when you watch the movie The Siege, okay, was it not a so-called Palestinian who was conducting terrorist attacks in that movie? And it has not the Palestinians been getting jacked up by these JJs in America, all right, since 2023, October 7th, that whole incident, right? Hey, so it could either be a false flag or it could be the real thing. All right, we're in war. And okay, even Esau can't even control these control the demolition. Okay, this whole thing that he's in control. No, the Lord's in control. And in war, okay, you start to see the holes, man. You start to see, man, that right, these Edomites ain't got it. So let's go back to this. Asymmetric warfare. Iran conserves its advanced ballistic missiles, right, which they've been saying. Hey, we're only giving you the cheap shit right now. Wait till we bring out the goodies. Resolving them for potential use once defensive systems are sufficiently degraded, which is happening now. This rope-a-dope tactic relies on the belief that the political will of the U.S. and its allies will wane as the cost of a prolonged conflict mount. Exactly. Okay? Yeah. Regime resilience. Having long accustomed its population to hardship, right, for 47 years of being hit with sanctions and assassination hits, all right? Car bombs, fear, right? The Iranian regime bets on its ability to survive domestic dissent and international pressure better than its adversaries can sustain the cost of a long-term high-intensity engagement, right? All right? So this war of attrition is against America, and this is why this devil knows he has a short time. So let me bring this out. Proverbs chapter 28, verse 2. For the transgression of a land, many of the princes are the prince thereof. But by a man of understanding and knowledge, the state thereof shall be prolonged. When there is moral rot within a nation, its government topples easily. Okay, and we're clearly seeing moral rot in America, Babylon the Great. All right, and this place is on its way out. Okay, and this devil knows he has a short time. All right, he knows people are still talking about the Epstein. All right, okay, people are seeing the corruption, the decay, the greed, the lack of empathy. Okay, but wise and knowledgeable leaders bring stability, right? And clearly, these leaders are not wise and they're not knowledgeable. They didn't count the cost. Iran wants them. All right. Iran wants this war to be prolonged. All right, that's their whole battle plan. War of attrition. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 10. And this is talking about Babylon the Great, America, which is ruled by these Edomites. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. Right, okay? It had perverted these devils. These devils thinking that they could do whatever they want. But that's to their own demise. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Right. And that's the precept to Revelation, what is it, 18, okay, where it talks about Babylon the Great, all right, sitteth a queen, all right, right, Revelation 18 and 7, I believe. Revelation 18 and 7. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. Right. That's the spirit of these devils, these Edomites. They're so proud they don't think they can be taken down. Okay. I am and none else beside me. Let me see if they got a cross reference. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. All right. I didn't have the revelation. Verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Right. Okay. Because you know you have a short time, all right, you're going to be doing things, okay, erratic, not according to plan. And this is where you're going to be found out, man. And this is what the Lord wants. See, this devil, Esau, Edom, all right, he takes pride in his plan, all right? He likes to, okay, look at every little thing, okay, regarding him how to execute a particular agenda or scenario, all right? But the Lord is putting time against him, okay, which is going to make him do, okay, drastic things that are going to put him in a snare, okay? And this war with Iran is a big snare to them because Iran is banking on a prolonged war of attrition. Therefore, evil shall come upon you. You shall not know from where it arises, and trouble shall fall upon you. You will not be able to put it off, you see? And desolation shall come upon you suddenly, which you shall not know. Right. Okay, the Lord's going to get you, okay, when you least expect it, man. Suddenly, okay? It's going to come suddenly. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 14. Frowardness, meaning perverseness, is in his heart. He devises mischief continually. He soweth discord, right? And that was the whole game plan, okay? And now America's desperate that they're doing between America and them JJs, they're doing false flags on Azerbaijan, Turkey, and Cyprus to try to get them in the war to go against Iran. Okay, that's how desperate America is. And Iran is still to this day denying that they launched drones on Azerbaijan, Turkey, and Cyprus. They're like, nope, that wasn't us. That was Mossad and the CIA. Okay? They say denies any drone launch from the Republic. According to the state media, he said Iran's armed forces were investigating the reported explosion and accused the JJs of seeking to disrupt relations between Muslim countries to harm Iran's ties with its neighbors. Right. Because, again, this devil's trying to sow discord, okay, to get these other Islamic nations, all right, these people that are into Muslims, Islamic, religion, to go against Iran. But, all right, again, this can only go so far, all right? People are waking up. They can't hide the truth. All right, thanks to the internet, social media, thanks to everybody having a cell phone. So yeah, we here, man. So let's continue on. 15. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. That's right. And that's what's coming to these Edomites, these so-called white people. But they will be destroyed suddenly, broken in an instant beyond all hope of healing. Yep. So again, one more time, war of attrition. Iran is banking on a prolonged war, which means that America has to speed up this war. They cannot, all right, engage in a war of attrition, all right? And again, this is why they're talking about boots on the ground, a draft. This is why they're doing false flag with the neighboring Islamic countries that are, like Turkey. They're into Islam, even though they're Edomites, all right, but they're heavily involved in that Islamic religion. Okay, you also have Azerbaijan. A lot of them are in Islamic religion, also. Okay, and then you got Cyprus, which they're not, for the most part, Islamic. Not that I know of, but the drone itself didn't. It attacked a British naval base, so they were even trying to get the British up involved in there. Okay, so it's getting spicy. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. Again, this devil knows he has a short time. He cannot afford a prolonged war, and that's why the prophecies are going to speed up. Though it tarry, wait for it shall surely come, it shall not tarry. And with that, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem HaKakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying, pray without ceasing, pray for each other, pray for the apostle elders. We're almost out of here. To the few sisters that are watching, keep studying when you pray your head cover. Again, we're almost out of here. Keep pushing. We're almost out of here, man. Shalom.